Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. I am Amalgam Ash, and I wasn't planning on making a video about this today, but after seeing the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom official trailer number 3 from Nintendo today, I had to make some kind of analysis over it. Shar and I are huge Zelda fans. We played Breath of the Wild, and we clocked in around 230 hours, playing that almost from launch and doing just about everything in that first game. So we've been looking forward to the sequel for a long time. And this was an extremely exciting trailer to see. It's just non-stop, second after second of awesome stuff. So I really wanted to go through this almost scene by scene and give you my observations and things that we noticed while we watched it a few times. So I want to pause on this scene. This isn't showing us anything new conceptually. We already know that there's going to be a ton of islands up in the sky, essentially taking Hyrule and converting it to this dual layered world, or even more than 2 layers. We have all of this vertical real estate to explore now and all of these secrets. But something that really caught my eye was this very particularly shaped sky island off to the left here. It looks a lot like one of the gigantic labyrinths that are full of guardians and other automation set up to shoot lasers at you and basically keep you out of the labyrinth in the original Breath of the Wild. I don't know if the labyrinths were plucked from the ground and moved into the air, but this definitely gives me the vibe of something that's going to be like a dungeon should we come across it and decide to explore it. We get this beautiful shot that includes one of the Zonai constructs fighting off a chew jelly, which is adorable in and of itself. We get a couple of clues as to the nature of how we'll go about exploring this environment. We have what looks like a security robot of sorts, a tower that is oscillating. It's got this red light. I'm sure it's something we're going to have to sneak past. We had a lot of that in Breath of the Wild. Up here, we see our first glimpse of one of these buildings that have green spirals coming out of the top, and there's going to be many of those just in this trailer. They're all sprinkled around the sky and the land areas of Hyrule, and I don't know what they're for. Just looking at them, it kind of makes me feel like they're going to launch us high into the air so that we can replicate this next scene. This being the scene, Link is coming from very high up, so there's got to be something that actually allows us to get that high up to come back down, right? And skydive kind of onto the sky islands themselves. We can see what almost looks like an arena of sorts off to the left here. I don't know why the Zonai, if indeed it's the Zonai who built these buildings and architecture that we see here now, why such an advanced civilization would have something like this. So maybe not an arena, but that's definitely noteworthy. And then we have another example of one of those buildings with the green spirals coming out of the top. This almost looks like a tomb of some sorts. It's not very decorated, but it is off all by itself, kind of in reverence. Don't know if that's what it is. Could just be a big old button to turn these waterfalls on and off. That's Zelda for you. All right, you've seen this symbol a few times now. To me, it is reminiscent of the Ouroboros, strongly. I don't know if that's what it is, but that is the impression that I get from it. Now, we'll keep that in mind for later, but for now, I just want to point out that there are a bunch of places where somebody has taken the time to kind of draw these crop circle art pieces, huge drawings of different things across the land. This one here almost looks like one of those Moldugas from the first game, but this is not a desert environment, so I'm not sure why they would draw this. It must be some kind of fish, right? But what if this was sort of symbolic, suggesting that we get a Molduga divine beast? Yeah, probably not going to happen, but imagine how wild that would be. There's a better shot of that. You can see why I thought it was Molduga, but actually this does. Here's a better shot of that giant drawing. What is it? What is this specifically? Tell me. So this looks a lot like it could be Hateno Village, but overrun by this mushroom culture. These are obviously just regular aliens, but there's so much mushroom symbolism going on here. This almost looks like the dye shop off to the right, and it's been a while since I've been to Hateno Village, so I'm not sure at all if that's even what it is, but check out all the mushroom here. We've got what look like mushroom parasols. Maybe they're street lamps or a light source of some sort. There's mushroom headwear going on. The mushroom parasols have mushroom symbology on them. Just tons of mushroom art, different colors. This is a clothes shop off to the left. There's no doubt in my mind about it. This is a dress, a bodice with mushroom motif. There's a better picture of it on the banner off here to the side, but that is what that is. That is a figure, and this is a giant mushroomy hat. So we're going to get a mushroom outfit. I can just see it now. Okay, this is set up around the fountain, the old Hyrule courtyard. This looks like a more recent settlement. I wonder if we're going to be able to build here ourselves. Be a pretty dangerous place to be building, but maybe not. All right, so this circular structure here almost calls to mind the Ouroboros symbol. It looks like it could be something related to that. We get another tower with one of these green spiral bits. Can you warp between them? Desert scene, things rising from the ground, things falling from the sky. All right, question. Is the same magic that is propelling Hyrule Castle into the air here also responsible for this destruction of the Sky Islands? Are they coming down because it's going up? Is that dark magic sort of having this huge effect on gravity? And are the Sky Islands something that were always there, just out of view? We didn't see them in Breath of the Wild. Perhaps there was a condition that was met now that allows us to see them and they were always there. Perhaps they were just magically hidden from view, or perhaps they were ever higher and they were just impossible to see in general. And they were just so high enough that whatever little oxygen there was just enough to sustain the life on those islands. Growing those trees, there's a lot of constructs up there. They don't probably need to breathe. Just questions I have. So much red in this shot, so much red. Another scene with the giant drawing on the cliff walls. I wonder now if that really is a reference to new divine beasts that we're going to get. I think that it would make sense. The divine beasts were constructed to fight Ganon originally, so it would track to me that civilization sets about pooling their resources into making new divine beasts. Or this could be something completely opposite. This could be an enormous boss monster, perhaps a divine beast constructed by the forces that follow Ganon, a sort of bastardization of the original saviors of Hyrule. I love this scene. I love it. I don't notice anything special about it. I just love everything going on here. This gives us undoubtedly a new way to travel through the sky, these sky ships. There's got to be some sort of awesome captain characters on here. I think we'll see some references to a few other Zelda games that used ships as their main source of transportation too. This water bubble appeared from the platform underneath, and it looks like we're going to get to travel between them. Maybe it's going to continue to float upwards and we'll kind of drop out however we can. But this reminds me of like Mario Galaxy. This is a very strange way to get through the game. Then there's this scene. We have Link free falling in what looks to be very Rito inspired clothing that'll allow him to kind of slow his descent as he gets to this heavily guarded pit. Whatever is down there must be certainly very special because of all of these lasers that are trying to keep things out. I think that this is one of those sky islands myself, one of those constructed, definitive shaped ones. We're about to see the inside of one of those for sure in the next shot. Here is the shot. We have Link pushing this giant hand wheel. Although we can see the ground moving, or perhaps the outer wall moving while he does so. Let's slow down the shot and just back it up. You can see everything moving in tandem here. What I think is happening here is probably a lot less serious in context, because this right here looks to me to be a giant gumball machine. So maybe this is just one of those cranks that you turn whenever you're getting one of your gacha toys, and then you'll get one of those as a prize. It could be that you come here to spend a special currency, or that could be just the mechanics of this as a dungeon. So that'll be a lot of fun to see. Okay, this looks a lot like one of those labyrinths from the first game for sure. This shot is extremely cool. We have Bokoblin and Moblin engaged in a skirmish with Hylians, just regular townsfolk, and Link on horseback, ready to help out and fight these guys. We have a live battle going on here. Okay, I don't know who or what this character is, but I love them. Their hair is very Sheikah. They are very draconic. They remind me a lot of Impa's design from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I loved Impa's billowing hair. I wonder, is this a Zonai? But you can tell that they have a snoot and a horn, plenty of scales, and a very grim countenance. This here freaks me out a little bit because this looks a lot like the portal into which you travel in Skyward Sword, the one that Impa is guarding with Groose. And this thing is just casually coming out of it, although the shape here that it has is made for this construct that's coming out of it. So maybe it's nothing more than a fabricator of these things, or maybe they are coming from another world. Beautiful shot of Hyrule Castle during its glory days. Okay, here's where things get really interesting. Who is speaking? Who is speaking to her? This guy reminds me of Zant so much. Like, he could be an interloper, literally. He has very dark skin, a very curious manner of dress. I don't know why he would have this place all to himself, that he rules, but it's clear he's a very prominent figure. Pay very close attention to what the princess is wearing in this shot, though. She has really large, bulky, spherical earrings, look like they're made of scales, and she has a yellow jewel on her necklace. Just remember that. I don't think we made this bird. I think this bird is a part of a building, and we just kind of like ripped it off, and now we're using it as a surfboard for the wind. There's another shot of the huge spherical thing. I know you thought Death Star. Don't worry, I thought Death Star too. That's what we're going to go inside of to turn the gotcha machine lever. Here we have one of Link's new buddies. This is a very young Rito. This is a really cool shot. This is Epona carrying, or whoever Link's horse is in this game, carrying a constructed, I'm going to say that word a lot in this video, carriage with Hylians in the back. You can tell that we had to build it in the game because it's connected with the green goop that appears whenever you use your new Sheikah abilities to put stuff together. But the big question is, why are we carrying these guys? I think I know why. Rocket! Gravity up here is literally less. It's either that or it's part of another ability, but that was a lot less gravity going on up there. This scene really excited me. I loved how this looked. Fighting on the back of minecarts. This here, I cheered when I saw this. This was amazing. We're going to be able to build these giant mechs to go after these rock monsters with the Bokoblin villages set on top. Village is kind of a strong word. Check this guy out. All right, another shot of our princess. Note what she is wearing, the headpiece, the jewelry. She's got her yellow pendant taken off. She's looking at that right now, but we're going to take a close look at the yellow pendant. This looks almost exactly like the amber that you get in Skyward Sword. You get a lot of those throughout the game. You use them for upgrades and the like. It's just that it doesn't have a hole in it. It's got the same darkened tip here, the same shape, the same color otherwise, and it seems to have a symbol or part of a symbol. And when I saw this, the first thing I thought was kinstone. That's what I thought when I saw this. I think that it has to link up, no pun intended, to another similarly shaped stone, but we'll see. We see very scary looking advanced Lionel with giant antlers. Note that Link was holding the Master Sword when this happens to him, so what happens to the Master Sword now? Ganon. There's our little Rito friend again. She's very small. All right, this is why I wanted you to remember what Zelda was wearing, because this character is wearing the exact same stuff. Same yellow pendant, same earrings, same top. And I strongly believe that this is the goddess Hylia herself. That's what I think. There's a strong connection between Hylia and Zelda anyways. In some of the other games, I really think that this beautiful lady here is our goddess. I think this pendant, this yellow jewel, has everything to do with the link that she and Zelda will share in this game. The link that's it. I gotta find another word for that. Although that could be used literally as well as metaphorically. We're moving on. Then we've got a shot of the princess of the Gerudo, as well as a bunch of, look like low-ranking Hylians, Goron, Gerudo. I think that you actually get to assemble folks together in this game, carry them around. Could be that the carriage bit was more of an escort mission type deal. It could be, though, that you assemble or get the opportunity to assemble battalions of people, little platoons that you can then lead into battle to get through different skirmishes throughout the region. And that would really highlight the new threat of Ganon taking over Hyrule, or at least his current level of reign. A shot of Sidon, our boy, helping us fight one of the constructs up here. Could this be really high up in the air? And if so, what is our buddy doing here? Another shot of the princess, the prince, and whoever this new birdling is. This got me so excited when I saw this three-headed dragon on the bridge, because we had a three-headed dragon in the late game of the very first Zelda game ever. So this thing is going to be so fun. And that's it. At the very end of the trailer, we get more of the wall carvings, a very obvious picture of Ganon, or Ganondorf the thief, in sort of giant godly mode. She says, "You must find me." She's in a place where there are no sky islands at all. I almost think that Hylia took Zelda, and she's either in what could be considered like Hylia's sort of paradise or her heaven or whatever, just under her protection, or she could be in the distant past as they try to work out how to get rid of Ganondorf once and forever. That is pretty much it. Those are just my idle musings on the trailer that we saw today. I thought it just looked amazing and a ton of fun, and here in about a month, I can't wait to just play it. I'm going to be playing the crap out of it. Oh man. Tell me what your thoughts are down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye for now.